What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Dubai, season 1, episode 1. Well, baby, it was an interesting first episode. Let's go on and get into this. So we open up with the narration. Yeah, no, I gotta look at my notes because I gotta know all these people. We open up with the narration from Sarah. Now, Sarah is a divorcee twice. She is Muslim and she is actually from the UAE. She said she remembers Dubai before it was Dubai. And they show us what Dubai looked like in 1966, and we see what it looks like today. And she was like, "Listen, this is my place." She said she's a non-traditional, Muslim. She said that she raises her children. She said, when she talks about the difference between culture and religion. She said when people come to Dubai, they see the women covered up. That's cultural. That's not necessarily the Muslim religion. She said she dresses however she want to dress. She wear what she want to wear, child. She clearly got a lot of money because she used to live in that was Burma, like the tallest building in the world. She used to live in there. Now she lives in a different building that looks equally as extravagant. But she sort of narrated us in through. So then we meet Chanel. Listen, I'm gonna call her Chanel because I don't want to mess up her name. But Ayan, I believe, she is the first black supermodel in in Dubai. She's originally from Africa, I believe, Kenya, and she talked about she was from a small village in Kenya and how she met her husband and they moved to Dubai, and then basically somebody saw her on the street and was like, have you ever thought of modeling? And then that's just kind of how it happened. Now listen, she is gorgeous. She's gorgeous, but she knows it. She absolutely knows that she is gorgeous. So we're gonna get back to Miss. We see her open up. She's having a photo shoot, and we see her with her son, who's 16. And again, we have these non-traditional mamas. She said, I'm the kind of mother that when his father was away on a business trip, I wouldn't make him go to school, and we would go to the movies, and we would go do this and do that. And she said, I just think that that's how you make memories. I mean, what is he going to remember more? He's going to remember the day he spent with his mom, or is he going to remember his science lesson? I mean, who cares what 10 times 10 is? I mean, I still don't know. I have to use my calculator. Now, first of all, I hope that was just an example, because I really would hate to think that you can't do 10 times 10, because that's probably the easiest multiplication table that exists. But neither here nor there. That's what Saturday and Sunday is for. Girl, anyway, moving on. So she said that that her son is like her best friend, and that he's cool and he loves her, and how cool she is with his friends and how his friends love her. And he was telling her, yeah, but I don't love the fact that you're cool with my friends. Like, I don't like that. But anyway, that's Miss Chanel, honey. So then we meet Miss Caroline. Now, I never looked at Ladies of London, but I have heard about Ladies of London, and I have heard about Miss Caroline. Now we have two Carolines. So this is Caroline S, I think, and then gonna have Caroline B, aka Brooks. Which they was confusing me at the beginning of this, because sometimes they call her Brooks and sometimes they call her Caroline B. And the same thing with 1 minute is Chanel, the next minute is Ayan. So y'all was confusing me with the names for a minute, but I think I got it. I think I got it figured out. Now, Caroline, like I said, who was formerly of Ladies of London, she's been living in Dubai for about 10 years. Her ex-husband moved them to Dubai, and but now she done divorced him. She's got 3 kids, and she done remarried herself a young tenderoni. Her new husband is 27. She is 45, and she said that her new husband is closer to her daughter's age than to her. She was like, I got handbags older than him, but they are in love. Now, the whole thing with them is that they getting ready to have this big lavish wedding. They could not legally get married in Dubai because she's Jewish and he is Catholic. And they don't do interfaith marriages in Dubai, so they had to go somewhere else to get married. But now they're like going to actually have like the ceremony and do that. It was a very small ceremony they had. So the big event for her is she's having a hen party, aka a bachelorette party. And he's coming non-traditional because he's going to be there, and there was another guy there. She said, I didn't want the whole like that, you know, strippers and all that. She was like, I did that with my first husband. Like, I don't need to do all of that with him. And he didn't want to have, you know, like strippers and stuff. So he just gonna hang out with us, and we're gonna have a nice little chill, you know, a little chill situation. So we see Caroline meeting up with Nina. Yeah, with Nina. And she said, you know, when I first met Nina, I thought Nina was like kind of conservative and quiet. I didn't know if I was going to like her. But then we kind of got to know each other, and we are cool. Like, we're really, really cool. So she's talking to her about the ceremony and, you know, the bachelorette party and all of that. So that was like sort of like that little scene with them. So then we're introduced to a couple of more ladies. We meet Miss I want to make sure I get it right. Nina. Now Nina is a wife. It says she's the CEO and she's the influencer. Nina is actually from Lebanon, but she was raised in Texas. And she anyway, we'll get to know more about her. So Brooks, we meet Brooks. Brooks is a divorcee. She's the mother of one. Now she's into real estate, and now she's trying to open up a spa. And she said that, you know, she's from Massachusetts, but she met her husband and they moved there. And she said that they sort of, when they got divorced, she didn't want anything from him. She just wanted her, you know, she just wanted full custody. So she sort of walked away. I get the impression she's saying she walked away and had to start over. But she looked like she living good in Dubai, child. She got 2 houses in Dubai. She has her main house, and then she got her weekend house just in 2 different neighborhoods, okay? And that one house that house is huge and gorgeous, okay? But Miss Brooks looked like she could be a little messy, honey. She looked like she could be a little messy. We'll get to Miss Brooks in a minute. So then we also meet Miss Lisa. Now, Lisa is still married. She's from Jamaica. She grew up in Miami. She said she met her husband at the club in Miami and Live one night. I've been to Live. Anyway, in Miami, and they've been together for 10 years. They have 3 children, and she is designer of a maternity line called Nina Rowe, a maternity line. And her and Chanel are really good friends because Chanel has modeled for her, and they just became really good friends. So we see them going out to lunch. Now listen, she broke down who gets along, who doesn't get along, and I'm gonna be honest, I ain't follow all of that, but we're gonna have to work it out. But what I can tell you is, from what I can figure out right now, Chanel don't get along with nobody but Brooks, okay? Chanel don't get along with Caroline S., and Chanel does not get along with, Brooks. The only person she gets along with is Lisa. Now, her and Brooks don't like each other for whatever reason. They don't like each other. I don't know. Caroline seems like Caroline ain't really feeling Chanel like that. Like, she's indifferent to her. But Ayana Chanel her name is not Ayana. Chanel went to lunch with Lisa, and she was saying how Brooks called her first thing in the morning to basically tell her she wasn't invited to Caroline's hen party. That basically only, you know, the important people are invited, and she wasn't invited. And so she was offended because she was like, what are you trying to say, that I'm not important? So while they're at lunch, Brooks calls Lisa and basically it repeats the story and was like, girl, I heard that Chanel is not invited to Caroline's party. I mean, what do you think of that? What do you think of that? Now, let me take a pen right here. Baby, that outfit that Chanel had on in this scene, bitch. Everything. So, Lisa, of course, has Brooks on speakerphone, so Chanel can hear everything, and she is just like, what? What do you mean? Like, get off the phone with her. Why are you talking to her? And so then she said, okay, baby, let me call you back. She was like, baby, why are you calling her baby? And Lisa was like, girl, I could call her baby. It's not a big deal. So she was like, are you ready to go to Hermes? And she was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go to Hermes. And she was like, what do you mean you can't go? We've been planning this for like 4 weeks now. What do you mean you can't go to Hermes? And she said, well, because I have to go to the hen party. Like, that's the same day of the hen party. So, of course, I'm sure that pissed Chanel off even more. Because, 1, you weren't invited to the party. Two, you sort of got clowned about not being invited to the party. And three, you had plans with Lisa, and now she has to cancel her plans with you to go to the party that you not invited to. So, baby, Chanel, even though she tried to act like it wasn't a big deal and act like she wasn't bothered, oh, she was bothered. Oh, it was a big deal. She had a problem, right? So, so we get to the boat. That's where the hen party was. The hen party was on the yacht. I'm sorry. I did not mean to be disrespectful. It was not a boat. It was a yacht. Okay. And Caroline was like, listen, it wasn't that serious. It's just that we were on a boat. Excuse me, a yacht. And we were limited in the amount of people that we could invite. And so I just wanted to make sure that I had people around me that were really genuinely friends. Like, not acquaintances, not people that I just knew from around the way. That there were really people around me that were really good friends of mine. And so that is why Chanel didn't get invited. Like, it wasn't that serious at first. We're going to get to when it became serious. Now, Lisa and Brooks are on their way on the boat. I keep saying boat, honey. Yacht. And that daggone Brooks... Child, her wind keep blowing her dress. She talking about how hot it is because, baby, it was 103 degrees. We saw Lisa in the pool with her churn, and it was 103 degrees, baby. They were in the pool, and this is how hot it was. They had ice delivered to them to put in the pool to cool the pool water off. I said, now, you know that's hot as hell. You have to have ice delivered to put in the pool to cool the pool water off. Child. I wasn't even mad about it. So they're on the boat. Golly, I keep saying boat, child. They're on the yacht, and everybody seems to be having themselves a good time. There seemed like there was one other guy there. You know, they're drinking. And she said, listen, alcohol is not something that is easily available outside of the... Basically, what she said was outside of the touristy areas, you're not going to walk into the grocery store and find liquor. But if you're at the resort, you're at the hotel, you're in the touristy areas, you can find alcohol because, of course, they are catering to us instead of, like, the regular people, you know, people who actually live in Dubai. But, of course, she had Moet and all kinds of alcohol on the boat. Oh, why I can't remember to call that thing a yacht? On the yacht. Also, later on in the evening, they got to playing, you know, party games. And, you know, of course, at a normal bachelorette party, you know, she said, you know, you would have the penis straws and you would have some of the other little things. She said, listen, you can't find all of that stuff here in Dubai because she said that kind of stuff is just illegal. Like, you're not going to find it, okay? But we were able to, you know, they were able to have fun. They had a good time with some of the little party games. They were doing, like, some of those minute to win it kind of games. They were fun. And everybody looked like they had a good time. They were dancing. They were laughing, you know. And she said, listen, this is the kind of party I wanted. Like, I didn't need that whole traditional bachelor situation. Like, this was fun for me. I had a good time. And it was great, right? So, next we see Nina and, let me go back to my notes because I don't want to mess it up, child. We see Nina and Sarah. They go to the Frame. Now, the Frame is one of those huge landmarks that we always see when we see Dubai. You go to the top and you walk the floor. It's parts of the floor. It's clear. So you literally can look down. It's like 100 and something stories high. It's really, really high. And that's when we get to know a little bit more about Sarah and about Nina. And Nina says that she wants to have a dinner party at her new spot. She's renting out the whole rooftop of the building she lives in. They have like a restaurant up the top, and she's renting out the whole restaurant. It's a full moon. She said, "Listen, I'm from Texas, so I got some hippie ways. I like crystals. I'm gonna burn my sage. It's gonna be a full moon, so we can all have ourselves a good time." Well, it definitely was a full moon because baby, the werewolves was out. Okay, so. We see them hanging out with their kids and the nanny and everything, and they had a good time. They had a good day, and she was saying how she, Sarah was saying how she struggles to, to speak, Nina was saying how she, she struggles to speak, their native language to her kids because, they go to American, their lessons are American is what she was saying. But she really does what she can do to maintain the culture with her kids and everything like that. So we got to see them go out with the kids. That was cool. That was cool. So finally, we get this dinner party, right? Everybody shows up for the dinner party. Child, everybody looked like they was dressed for a different event. Like, I don't know what the invitation said, but baby, they looked like they was all dressed for a different event. But Miss Chanel shows up, honey, and the minute Miss Chanel shows up, it is all about Chanel. Everybody was telling her how nice she looked, and she was basically like, I know. Mm-hmm. Yep. I looked in the mirror the day before I left the house, and I said, baby, you are gorgeous. Baby Caroline was like, who does that? She said, you know, I'm glad I didn't invite her to my hen party now, because she has a way of making everything about her. Like, you walked in the room and it became all about you. Like, girl. So they got to talking, and they got to talking about the bachelorette party. Now, I got the impression that Sarah was not invited either. But Chanel got upset and was like, why are we talking about something that I wasn't invited to? Like, I don't want to talk about this. And the rest of them at the table was like, girl, it's not that serious. Like, what is... Like, they literally... The party was literally like 3 days before that. And y'all know how you go somewhere and you be reminiscing. And they were like, well, we were just talking about the party and talking about what happened. She was like, well, I don't care. I don't want to know about that. Like, I don't care about that. So, Chanel and Caroline S ended up getting into it because she was like, girl, it wasn't about you. Like... We're just talking about the party, and it's cool. It wasn't about you. So then Chanel gonna say, well, can I? She's tapping the knife on her glass, and she was like, well, can I say something? And everybody thought she was getting ready to make a toast, right? She was like, well, Brooks, I want to know why you called me at 7 o'clock in the morning to tell me that I wasn't invited to the party because only the important people were invited, and I wasn't one of the important people. And Brooks was like, girl, first of all, okay, I was joking. And she was like, well, you said it. She was like, I said it, but it was a joke. Like, I didn't mean it. Like, I didn't mean it like really like you weren't important. Like, it was just a joke. Like, yes, I was kind of playing with you a little bit because you weren't invited, but it was just a joke. Like, it was not that serious. And so they got to arguing back and forth. And finally, Sarah was like, yo, ladies, stop. Like, there's a way to argue, and you can do everything with class, and you can even argue with class. She was like, listen, Caroline S., did you say that you didn't invite Chanel because she wasn't important? Caroline S. was like, girl, no, that is not what I said. She turned to Brooks and said, Brooks, did you say it? She said, no, I didn't say it. And Chanel was like, but she did say it. So Brooks was like, listen, I said it for me. I never said that Carolyn said it. I said it because I was giving you a hard time. I didn't say it was me. And she was like, yes, you did. You said Carolyn said it. But this is my thing about it. If Carolyn just told you she didn't say it, and Brooks was like, I said it, but I was saying it for me because I was giving you a hard time, that's the end of the conversation. Girl, you just salty because you wasn't at that damn party. So finally, Nina puts her foot down, and Nina was like, listen, if y'all want to do all that arguing and shit, well, she didn't say the shit part, but if y'all want to do all that arguing, y'all can do all that arguing without me. But what y'all not going to do is mess up my dinner party, okay? We done sat here. I done made sure we had a full moon. I done saged this damn table. I done pulled out my crystals, and we're going to have a good time, damn it. So after all of that, Brooks was like, well, I done lost my appetite, but you can keep the champagne coming. Child, that was the first episode. Now, they already... And I feel like we got some sparks because unlike some of these other shows, people weren't real friends to begin with. You're pulling people together, and now they have to create drama because they don't really know each other like that. But it is clear that these ladies, at least some of them, already know each other, and there's already some drama that's already been brewing. And so that's why we got this explosive little situation in the first episode, because usually the first episode's gonna be having all of this. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.